Hey, you guys, welcome to my channel. They have reached a verdict. I have to go ahead and put this out. I normally don't do live streams during the day because I do still have a child that's here that I don't like to confine her to like one room, to do a live stream. But due to them reaching a verdict in Josh Duggar's trial, I decided I got to go live. We're going to talk about it. It probably won't be a super long live, but I wanted to come out, tell you guys what the verdict is, what's going on, and kind of what he's looking at. As most of you guys already know, what he's looking at in terms of a punishment. So, real quick, a few things. Trigger warning: anything related to Josh Duggar, the conversation will more than likely turn to conversation of CSAM. So just be aware of that. Also, I'm not going to keep my links up for Cash App or PayPal. I do have Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo if you guys would like to donate to my channel. If not, that is totally fine. You can support me just the same by giving this video a like, watching it, giving it a thumbs up, or sharing it. That works just as well. If you guys need any info as far as how to donate, ask in the chat, and me or one of the moderators can give you that information. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to get into it, you guys. So, yes, Josh Duggar, he was found guilty in his CP trial today. On the final day in his trial, the jury found him guilty on both charges of receiving and possessing CP. Josh Duggar faces up to 20 years in prison and fines of up to $250,000 for each count, meaning he is looking at up to 40 years in prison and $500,000 in fines. The judge, Timothy Brooks, announced that sentencing will happen at a later date, but that date has not been set. Thank you so much, Ben, for the super sticker. Thank you. Now, normally, from my understanding and from watching trials in the past, usually they have about a 30 to 45 day gap between the verdict and when he will be sentenced. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, Josh. That is right. Bye-bye, Josh. Closing arguments began yesterday morning, December 8th, and the verdict was reached today. They deliberated for about 7 hours. The jury deliberated for about 7 hours. So I'm thinking that, that was pretty quick. While I kind of guessed that it was a very slim possibility that they would come to a verdict yesterday. I figured by today for sure. If they would have went in to tomorrow, I kind of probably would have started getting a little worried. The trial lasted 6 days. The defense called 2 witnesses, while the prosecution had 10 witnesses. The defense's witnesses were digital forensics expert Michelle Bush and Daniel Wilcox, a former Homeland Security investigations task force member and police department narcotics officer. The prosecution called 10 witnesses, including Jim Bob at the pre-trial, Bobby Holt at the actual trial, who said they were friends with the Duggar family. Jim and Bobby Holt, also Jim and his wife Bobby, were called as witnesses at the actual trial. They were friends with the Duggar family for over 30 years. And Bobby Holt is who Josh confessed to what he did to his younger sisters. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you guys so much. Bobby Holt said in her testimony that Josh confessed to her about molesting young girls when he was just a teenager. Josh was arrested April 29th, 2021. He was released from police custody to a third-party custodian on May 5th, 2021. Their TLC show 19 Kids and Counting, and it has not aired since 2015 when the allegations of that molestation came out, and he admitted to it and he put out an apology. TLC pulled the reality TV show after that situation. Duggar's trial is happening as his father, Jim Bob, runs in a special election for a vacant state Senate seat in Northwest Arkansas. Jim Bob Duggar was also featured prominently on the TLC show and previously served in the Arkansas House. Jim Bob is one of 4 Republicans seeking the party's nomination. Early voting begins Tuesday, December 7th. December 7th. So let's see what the Ashley has put up. Okay, so not the Ashley. This is actually the son. Josh Duggar found guilty on both counts. Josh Duggar is being detained into custody. Josh Duggar is being detained into custody. Wow. Yes, you guys, he is being detained today, according to the Sun. And that was not, we spoke about this yesterday or last night. We did a live stream and we spoke about this, and we were saying a lot of federal trials, they do not have a place to detain them until they are being sent to the prison where they will actually, serve out their sentencing or their time. So we were speculating that he would not be detained today, but yes, you guys, he's being detained. Josh Duggar is being detained into custody, according to the Sun reporter at the trial on Thursday. The judge said on Thursday morning that sentencing for Josh Duggar may take about 4 months. According to the Sun reporter present when the verdict was given, Judge Brooks said to Josh Duggar's detention, Mr. Duggar 100% has been compliant awaiting trial. I appreciate that, and I wanted to acknowledge that. However, because of the guilty offenses, he must be detained regardless of flight risk. So there will be a mandatory detention. The marshals will set that up. So the judge spoke directly to him, saying, you've been compliant in everything throughout this trial, and I want to acknowledge that. I appreciate that. But because you were found guilty, you must be detained. The mandatory detention. The prosecution agreed with the mandatory detention given to Josh by the judge, although the defense tried to fight it. So the defense did try to fight the mandatory detention. So that's where we're at right now, you guys. I mean, these updates are coming in literally as I'm talking about this. So if anything else pops up, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But like I said, the judge acknowledged, the judge told him you have to be detained right now. The sentencing could take up to 4 months. You guys, I can't even imagine what it was like inside that courtroom. Now, this morning, I did not even hear of everyone that came to court today. I'm so sorry. It sounds like my daughter is singing or maybe yelling. Her dad is with her. She's fine. The verdict came in. It couldn't be no more than 30 minutes ago, I guess. I literally was sitting at my computer. Editing another video, and I had the articles up, and I saw it pop up. It popped up, and I said, we got to go live. Josh Duggar was teary-eyed, but not crying when the verdict was given. According to the reporter who works for the Sun, Josh was cuffed immediately. The reporter noted that he appeared solemn. I posted a picture today on my community tab of Josh Duggar and his wife Anna headed into the courthouse this morning, and he did have this look of worry on his face. He was walking in, kind of looking down, and the few times he looked up, he just looked like he was a little upset about it. Let me see if anything's going on. Let me see if I can pull up Channel 5. Is that KNWA, Channel 5? Thank you, Simply Me. Thank you. Happy holidays, Elle Bee and the family. Great job on getting. Thank you so much. We're going to see if we can pull that up. I don't want to just kind of watch it, but 23 minutes ago, I'm not pulling anything up for an actual live, but I'm going to go back to the Sun, and because they're literally posting updates as we're talking about this. So Josh Duggar, you guys, he's facing up to 40 years, fines of up to $500,000. Check people in my dealer quoted. Did I beat her? I actually figured she would be live right now. The district attorney is going live right now. Where is that at? Where are you guys seeing that at? So I could try to find this and maybe we can watch it together. Because if you guys can tell me where we're seeing this at, I'll pull it up and we'll do a share screen so we can watch it together. Thank you, Hayes. So he's looking at 40 years. He was immediately detained. They said as he was cuffed that he was tear-eyed. Let's see what we can pull up, you guys. Here we are. Here we are. Hold on. It may actually be coming through here. I'm not hearing it.
For our trial team in this case, and I'd like to speak for a few minutes about them. Carly Marshall is an AUSA in our office, and she has dedicated her career to prosecuting child abuse and child pornography cases such as this one. And she currently serves as the chair of our Project Safe Childhood Committee, which is focused on seeking out cases like this one, prosecuting individuals who would demonstrate the propensity to trade child pornography and abuse children in this manner. I'd like to also extend my deepest gratitude to Dustin Roberts. Dustin has been a long-time AUSA in our district. Dustin was instrumental in helping to set up the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. That task force was responsible for bringing this case, and their efforts should not go unnoticed. And Dustin has also dedicated his career and is an outstanding AUSA in this area of prosecuting child abuse cases and child pornography cases. I'd also like to thank our partners at the Department of Justice in the Child Exploitation section. Bill Clayman is a trial attorney in that section, and he did a tremendous job, and his efforts are rewarded with this guilty verdict here today. He traveled to our district many times, and his expertise in this area is really beyond question. James Futrell is a computer expert, also with the Child Exploitation section at the Department of Justice, and his hard work is again reflected with this verdict. And we deeply appreciate our partners at the Department of Justice for stepping up in this case, for helping to make sure that the case is investigated and prosecuted in the right way. I'd like to just close with a couple of thoughts. First of all, I said at the beginning that this case was a milestone for our efforts to combat child pornography and child abuse in our district. It's a milestone for a lot of reasons, but a couple of the most important ones that come to mind is that it first and foremost shows that no person is above the law, regardless of their status in society, regardless of their wealth, regardless of their fame. This case shows that no person is above the law. This case also shows us something else. It shows us that this work is very hard. This was almost a 2-week jury trial, and the people that I thanked spent countless hours preparing this case, investigating this case, and making sure that this is the result that we're here to talk about today. But the third and maybe most important thing that this case shows us is that this work is worth it.
Absolutely.
It is worth it, because these are the types of cases that help us accomplish our goal of protecting the children in the communities of Western Arkansas. And finally, last but not least, I'd be remiss without extending my deepest gratitude also to the staff in our office in Western Arkansas. Nicole Times and Mandy Salazar and Laura Johnson and so many others have spent countless hours helping us prepare this case for prosecution, helping this trial come about. And truly, our staff in the Western District of Arkansas is the backbone of everything that we do. We couldn't be here today if it weren't for them. And so I'll turn it over to my colleague at Homeland Security. Thank you.
My name is Billy Riggins. I'm the resident agent in charge here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, for Homeland Security Investigation.
All right, just to recap, we were listening from the prosecution team. They're just calling this a...
For all their work during this investigation and during the case. I'd like to thank our state and local partners as well as the Department of Justice. Most off, I'd like to thank our HSI special agents here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, that have worked tirelessly during this investigation, and it's the reason why we are here today. One of Homeland Security investigations, or HSI's top priorities, is to protect the public from crimes of victimization. And HSI's child exploitation investigations program is the central component of that mission set. HSI is a global leader in the investigation and dismantlement of child exploitation and criminal activity surrounding child exploitation. HSI protects our most vulnerable population, our children. And in doing so, it ensures that we bring online predators to justice using cutting-edge technology. HSI is committed to utilizing our vast authorities, international footprint, and strong government partnerships to identify and rescue these child victims, identify and apprehend the offenders, prevent national and international child sexual abuse, and help make the internet a safer place for our children. HSI personnel around the world work tirelessly to...
Okay, we're going to go ahead. There's a lot of wind. There's a lot of wind coming through on the mic. And at first, when he first started talking, we couldn't even really pick it up. I'll probably do a video where I kind of go through what they're talking about here as well. But we're gonna get back. I'm going to imagine I may get in a little bit of trouble for streaming that, but if I can keep it up, I will. So I have no intention of taking that down, but sometimes the channel they will be a little upset with YouTubers for actually streaming a video like that. But if I can keep it up, I will absolutely keep it up. Thank you so much for the new member. Thank you guys. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to see if there's any more updates really quick. And I'll just give a really quick. Rundown again. Josh Duggar, the verdict is in. He is guilty on both charges of receiving and possessing CP. And they deliberated for about 7 hours. Some yesterday, and then maybe 2 hours today. You guys, maybe 2 hours today. They deliberated, and then they come out with a verdict. According to the Sun, who has a reporter inside, the judge said that sentencing for Josh may take up to 4 months. So we may not even know, how long he will be sentenced up until around April. The judge, he did directly have a little bit of a conversation with Josh. He told Josh that Josh had been 100% compliant with this trial, meaning from the time that he was arrested, from the time that, he was allowed to move in with the third party custodian, he has not broken any rules. That's what the judge is basically saying here. We allowed you to live with a third party custodian and you abided by the rules. And I want to acknowledge that. And I appreciate that. However, because of the guilty verdict, he had to detain Josh. So he said, regardless of the flight risk, there will be a mandatory detention and that the marshals would set it up. Josh was handcuffed. The reporter said as Josh was handcuffed, he appeared teary-eyed. The defense did try to fight the mandatory detention when the judge said, you have to be detained now. The defense tried to fight that, but it got them nowhere. Thank you. Thank you so much. Your coverage has been most non-biased. You're not trying to outshine other YouTubers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's see. So Josh Duggar was teary-eyed but not crying. Josh Duggar told his wife Anna that he loved her on his way out. Jim Bob hugged Anna Duggar after the verdict was read. Anna appeared to be, Anna was completely stoic, which is kind of the way that she's been this whole time, just like very nonchalant almost, not really having many expressions, even when descriptions of pictures and videos was talked about when they were describing things that was on Josh's computer screen. And she's sitting there thinking, this was possibly my husband who was looking at this, and we have children. This is the man that I married, and this is what they're saying he was possibly looking at. She just sat there kind of expressionless, with no expression, pretty much. The only time that any reporter ever noted that Anna had any emotion or expression was when her private information was shown during the trial. The username and password to information, but it also noted that it was the username and password to their bank account, as well as her phone number was shown. During those times, Anna seemed to have gotten aggravated. She would look over and talk to Derek and say things. At one point, she got up and she went to the bathroom, and then she come back and she spoke to someone who appeared to be there with the attorneys, expressing the lawyers or the reporters said it seemed that she was expressing her aggravation that her information was displayed at trial. But when descriptions of the CP was talked about, was given to the jury, when there was a moment when the prosecutor actually forgot to turn his monitor off when he was up, and on the monitors, the jury's monitors, they were showing pictures that was found on Josh Duggar's computer. Now, the people in the courtroom, they were not supposed to see these images. The monitors, the jury all had monitors, and that's where these images were being displayed. And the prosecutor was up explaining to them what they were looking at. And he left his monitor on, though. However, he was not seated there. So his monitor was directly in front of Anna and Derek Dillard. Two reporters noted that Anna had a straight shot to see that monitor and could see what was on it, the images that was being displayed. And they said that she did not show any emotion then either, that there was no emotion showed at any point outside of, when she got a little upset because certain things in regards to her information was talked about. Yes. I'm not really for sure with Venmo, but Sherry, I see you're asking about that, so I'm going to put it in here. I think this is what you're talking about in regards to Venmo. There you go. At Elle Bee 07 is, I think that's my Venmo thing. You guys be sure to hit the like button. I'm looking for any more updates. Jim Bob hugged Anna. Josh Duggar was able to tell his wife that he loved her on his way out. But you guys, Josh Duggar is no longer a free man. Walking into that courtroom today, that was the last time Josh Duggar is considered a free man. And I'm gonna show you guys some pictures of him going into court this morning. So this is him right here, him and his wife Anna, just a couple of hours ago, going into the courtroom, and I told you guys about this. He was looking down a lot, as you guys can see. He was looking down a lot, not really making eye contact with the photographers there, except here, but mostly kind of looking down. And even when he was looking up, he just appeared to kind of have a little look of worry on his face, right? Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much for the super sticker. So walking in today was the last time Josh Duggar was a free man, and he's going to be in prison. I'm guessing at least 25 years he's going to get. And I talked about this last night when I was on a live stream. I said, I'm wondering what the conversation was like last night as him and Anna, went to bed knowing they were going to get up and come to this. I wonder if this conversation was, I'm going to be found not guilty. We're going to put all this behind us. Or if the conversation was, if this is the way that it goes, I want you to know this. I personally, and a lot of people believe that Josh really thought he would get away with this. And I really believe that he would get away with this. So he's looking at up to 40 years and fines of up to $500,000. Let's see. The Sun just posted another update. Let's see. Okay. Jim Bob Duggar, Justin Duggar, and his wife Claire Duggar just left and did not answer any questions. So the family, they are now making their way out of the courthouse, obviously not answering any questions. I would like to hear, from the family, how do they feel? Are they thinking justice is served? Are they trusting the justice system? Or are they mad? Are they mad about it? Are they going to say, yes, they did take him to jail today? Now, I did do a little bit of research this morning and last night. He was remanded into custody. It will be up to 4 months. It could be up to 4 months before he will be sentenced. But he is looking at up to 40 years in prison. He will go to a federal prison. And from my understanding, when you go to a federal prison on charges like this, she cannot bring the kids to see him. He will not be able to see his children while he is in prison, from my understanding. Now, I want to be clear, I'm no expert in any of this. I don't have a law degree, anything like that. But I have done a lot of research into this, and I've talked to several people about this. And from my understanding, when he will not be able to see those children once he's in prison, Anna will not be allowed to bring them, the kids there to see him. Also, I was informed that when CPS wanted to question Anna and Josh's kids, that both parents refused to allow that. And thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. So if there has not been, crimes committed, if the parents have not been convicted of crimes or been arrested for crimes, CPS really just can't go to them and say, I want to question your kids. I guess they can, but what's being said is you can decline it. Josh had not been arrested for anything in regards to children. Anna hasn't either. So when they went and they said, we want to question your kids and we would like to do XYZ, Anna and Josh both declined. Now that he has been arrested, they have an actual arrest where he is being charged with crimes against children. Now they can say, okay, we have reason to need to do this. And Anna has no choice now but to allow it to happen. And from my understanding, she could potentially get in trouble if something comes up that the kids have been abused in some way, that she also could be held responsible. I don't know how true that is now. But they're going to talk to the kids. They're going to do psych evaluations. They may do medical testing to figure out if they have been abused in any way. And if so, I would imagine, if it comes back that I pray to God this is not the case, you guys. I don't even want to put it out there. Then they would bring charges forth on him for that. Yes, Christine, it is 20 years. The reason you're hearing 20 years is because it's 20 years per count, right? There's two charges. There's a charge of receiving and possessing. So he's being charged with two different charges. So he's looking at 20 years per charge. So I've had some misunderstanding with that as well. He is looking at up to 40 years. Josh is gone. They will leave Anna alone. So I look for a 20 years and counting, right? 20 years and counting. So yes, you guys, that's what's going on. I'm going to keep the Sun pulled up. Okay, here we have another update, you guys. Josh Duggar's lawyers plan to appeal his case. We respect the jury's verdict and we look forward to continuing this fight on appeal. One of his attorneys said outside the courthouse just a few minutes ago. We plan to appeal at the appropriate time. So I figured that. I talked about that before, that there would be an appeal, that I was positive of that. So is he going to have to register as a convicted sex offender? And what date is the sentencing? And I also want to say thank you for all your hard reporting. You are just a doll and very professional. I love watching. Thank you so much, Laura. You guys are being amazing. Thank you all so much. I'm assuming, I think the way that works is upon release, if you are arrested for something like this, crimes against children, rape, molestation, anything like that, upon your release, you do have to register as a sex offender. But that will be later on when he's about to get out of prison, from my understanding. The date of his sentencing will likely be sometime in April. The judge said it could take as long as 4 months. So we're looking at, the next 4 months. I guess it could really kind of happen anytime in between the next 4 months, but the judge said he's looking for it to be about 4 months out. So that's what I'm going to be keeping up with this. Also, I am working on another video, you guys, about Josh. What I think that he really was into and where I think that could have led him had this not happened right here. He has been convicted, no longer just charged. Absolutely. He has been convicted, no longer just charged. Oh, wow. Okay, Olivia, I didn't know that. So the judge said it could take 4 months. Yes, we did know that. Also, because there was a 3-month-old, the judge can tack on 5 years to each charge. Wow, I did not know that. So in the courtroom, this is who we know was in the courtroom. We know Jim Bob was there. We know Justin and his wife was there. Derek Dillard, I'm sure he was there. I have not seen any reports to say that Michelle was there, and she hasn't been there at all. So I'm assuming she didn't go. On behalf of the, thank you so much. You guys do not feel like you guys have to send me super chats, but I absolutely appreciate it. I put a lot of work into this, so thank you guys so much. Also, I do have Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal if you guys want to send it through there. But you can support me just the same by giving this video a thumbs up. So thank you all. Veronica says she saw Derek walk out first and happy. I'm actually going to check. I'm actually going to check Derek Dillard's Twitter really quick to see if anything has been posted on there, because he's usually pretty vocal on Twitter. So now he is convicted. Is he free to go home and get his wife pregnant? He is in custody. As soon as he was found guilty, he was detained. Anna Duggar, Josh Duggar's wife, left with Jim Bob, according to the Sun reporter who was at the courthouse. So Anna left with Jim Bob. Let's see. I'm gonna see if Derek has put anything up, and I'm going to see if Amy Duggar King as well has put anything up, because they are the two that's mainly pretty vocal about this. Now, why can't I find Derek Dillard's Twitter? I know he got a Twitter. It's my daughter. Thank you, Laura, so much for the super chat, you guys. So he is, I don't have an Amazon Christmas list. I do not. I never thought about that, but I've been asked before, and I just never thought about it before. Thank you so much, Diane. Do you guys have any questions right now? Those are the updates that we have. 20 years per count, 2 counts, so up to 40 years, $500,000 in fines. Josh was tear-eyed as the verdict was read. He was immediately cuffed. He's going to be detained because of the nature of the crimes and because of the guilty verdict. He's being detained immediately. Family members were in attendance, but at this point, all that we know for sure is Anna Duggar, Jim Bob, Justin Duggar, his wife Claire, Derek Dillard. That's all that I know for sure who is there right now. No, they do not have, no, in a federal prison, you are, from my understanding, no contact. The only emotion Josh showed throughout the whole trial was for himself. Yeah. There were times that he was even seen laughing, kind of joking around with the court reporter. I really feel like he thought he could get away with this. Absolutely. I absolutely feel like he thought he could get away with this. I'm going to put that down there if you guys want to just, if you guys want that information, but do not feel like you have to. I feel like I say that too much, but I see the comments where people will say things. He's only sorry he got caught. That's the way that I feel too, you guys. And I'm really, knowing what he was into, knowing the type of stuff that he was watching, I really think that this could have potentially led to something worse. Next charge, his wife and parents. There's talks that the kids will now be interviewed by CPS. They will figure out if the kids have been, victimized by Josh, if they have been assaulted by Josh, or just in general, if they've been assaulted at any point, at any time by anyone. And if that is the case, at this point, Anna cannot refuse that, but she did before. Anna and Josh both refused to have those kids interviewed by CPS. And because neither one of them had ever been convicted of a crime, they were able to refuse that, but now they cannot. Lisa, thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate that. But the Sun, they're literally putting out updates as things come out. They have someone in there with them. Once again, I'll go over it really quick, just kind of what's going on. Josh and Anna Duggar were seen heading into the courthouse with Josh's legal team this morning. Josh Duggar was found guilty on both counts. I'm hoping this verdict shows those siblings the truth about this cult. I hope that, yes, absolutely, Crazy Cat Lady. I hope so as well. Josh Duggar is being detained into custody. The judge said on Thursday morning the sentencing for Josh Duggar may take about 4 months. I know I'm doing a lot of repetitive stuff, but when we started, you guys, we had about 1,000 people in here. Now we have over 3,000. So I do have people coming in asking questions. So I just want to make sure I go over everything once again. So sentencing could take up to 4 months. According to the Sun reporter who was present when the verdict was given, Judge Brooks said to Josh Duggar, Mr. Duggar, you were 100% compliant while awaiting trial. I appreciate that, and I want to acknowledge that. However, because of the guilty offenses, you must be detained regardless of flight risk, so there will be a mandatory detention. He told him that the marshals will set that up. The prosecution agreed with the mandatory detention given to Josh. Although the defense tried to fight it, Josh Duggar was teary-eyed but not crying when the verdict was given. Josh Duggar told his wife, Anna, that he loved her when he was on his way out. Jim Bob hugged Josh Duggar's wife, Anna, after the verdict was read. Anna was completely stoic, according to the reporter. Jim Bob, Justin, and his wife, Claire, they left together and did not answer questions. Josh's attorneys, they plan to appeal the case. Outside of the courthouse, they made a statement where they said, we respect the jury's verdict and we look forward to continuing this fight on appeal. We plan to appeal at the appropriate time. Anna Duggar, Josh's wife, left with Jim Bob. Josh Duggar looked over at his family when the guilty verdict was read. He had tears in his eyes when they cuffed him. So that was just one more update they put out there. Is when the verdict was read, he looked over at his family with tears in his eyes. Federal lawyer says the charges merged. Does that mean only possible sentence of 20 years? I don't think so. Now, if you heard this from an attorney, she knows way more than I do. But everything that I've been hearing is 20 years per count. So that would mean 40 years, right? That's what I've been reading. That's what I've been hearing. And considering the evidence that was presented at this case, the fact that there was a 3-month-old, an 18-month-old, I can't imagine in 20 years he could get out. I just cannot imagine that. B420, here it is right there, love. So he was taken into custody. He will be, yes, I think you are right, political Woodstock. I think you're right. Is that who I was saying that said that? He will more than likely be in like a regular detention center until he is sent to federal prison. If he has fines to pay, that will affect his wife's finances since they are married. Absolutely. I would imagine. Right, Susan? Yes, the prosecutors say the charges will be merged, thus only 20 years. Wow. That is the first that I've heard of that. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for the super sticker. Thank you. That's the first that I've heard of that. Prosecution said you can only be convicted of receiving and not possessing, since the possession comes with downloading. Okay, I kind of get what you're saying there. He needs serious mental health evaluation and treatment. Guess Anna is on her own with 7 kids. He will be in a federal holding. Okay, he will be in a. I would think that would make more sense. I would think they would try to keep him somewhere. And I'm going to put this out here, you guys. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know much about this. I'm not a lawyer. I did not go to school for anything, where I know any more than the average person. I've been doing a lot of research on this, and I've been reading a lot. So if I put something out there, where I'm just kind of guessing at something, or where it's my opinion on something, just know that I'm not a professional. If you guys want, I'm going to give you guys the information, and then I'm going to give you guys a lot of opinions, but I will tell you guys, anything that's fact as much as I can, and then a lot of opinions, and I have a lot of those. So no good behavior time cuts for federal charges. That's what I was under the understanding as well, that when you are in federal prison, you cannot get out on good behavior. Can you email? Yes. Let's see. At Sherry. Elle Bee 07. There's my Venmo right there.
Screenshots of
questions.
Any super chats you might.
Yes, send me screenshots. That way, at the end, I can thank everyone for that.
Some people have
very sad day, a very happy day. I pray that Anna goes to her family with the kids and gets away from Jim Bob. Thank you so much, Tina Marie. I hope so as well. That would be the best thing that she could do at this point. Julie, please support our channel by hitting the like button below. Yes, please give this video a huge thumbs up. You do every single day of federal time. So my understanding was 20 years per charge. So he was looking at a possible of 40 years, but there are people that saying that's really not the case, that he's 20 years. Justin Duggar was also present in the courtroom when the verdict was read, and he was emotional. Josh Duggar's brother cried when the verdict was read. So according to the reporter who works for The Sun, who was in court today, they said Josh Duggar's little brother, Justin, who was there, he got emotional and started crying when the guilty verdict was read. So this is coming in as family reactions as to how the family obviously reacted to the news. Thank you so much for getting this information out so quickly. Absolutely, you guys, I was sitting in front of my computer with The Sun's reporting up, because as soon as it pops up, it automatically kind of updates. And as soon as I seen it, I was like, we got to go live. Sentence, 20 years minimum, up to judge since for sentencing charges merge into one, but guilty on both. Right? So Justin did not give a thumbs up like the rest of us. No, he did not. You are the only person live discussing this. Wow, really? I figured more people would have been live. Merge means into one count, not consecutive when sentencing. Okay. That makes sense. She'll never be on her own with 7 kids. She has like 200 relatives. She will have more money than a lot of people will ever have over the next 20 years. I really don't know. So Emily Baker is saying up to 30 years. So I guess we're just going to have to see. His mother was not there. Josh's mom has not been to court, not one day. Jim Bob, he went for the pretrial, and he was there for, I think it was the last 2 days. Yeah, I figured Charlotte was as well. I've heard that Anna is broke as well. I've heard that as well. I've done a lot of research on Anna, and from everything that I can find, she doesn't have a lot of money. But who knows? Who really knows how someone's finances, So I want to hear Josh's reaction. So his reaction when the guilty verdict was read, he became tear-eyed and looked over to his family. He was immediately handcuffed and carried out. On his way out, he told Anna, his wife, that he loved her. Anna, she just looked, the reports say Anna was completely stoic during the reading and after the reading. The only one that right now, the only person that is said to have had like an emotional reaction was his younger brother, Justin Duggar. When the verdict was read, Justin Duggar, he became emotional and he started crying. What will happen to his kids? So now they are being said that CPS can investigate and can interview those kids because of this arrest, because now their father has been arrested, and the arrest is, in relation to crimes against children, CSAM, receiving and possessing CSAM, that now CPS will absolutely be able to interview those kids. Yes, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been hearing, is that they absolutely will be able to check on those kids and make sure those kids have not been abused in any way. Dr. Debo Cherry, thank you for becoming a member. And you guys, if I've missed any super chats, questions, new members, I'm so sorry. Before the live ends, I will go over those super chats. I think CPS can take the kids. I don't really know if they can just take them. I'm not really sure how that works out, or how that works. If you have a parent that is found guilty of that, if they can just go in and take the kids, I'm not really sure. But I'm going to do my research on that, you guys, and we'll talk about that as well. I may try to do a live stream tonight, but I'm not really sure because I have to get up super early to head to New Orleans. I wonder if Anna feels a huge relief. There's a lot of questions going on into everybody's head. Is Anna looking at this as her time to escape? Is this a weight lifted off her where now she feels free? Or is she really who she's portrayed to be, in this stand by her man type of woman? Through come hell or high water, she's going to support him. She's going to back him no matter what. Is that who she really is? Or was she kind of secretly sitting there saying, please find him guilty so I can make a life for myself and I can get away from this? Lisa Sims, the verdict is in and he is guilty. He has been detained. He will be in jail from this day going forward. He's already in jail right now. I mean, he's already been cuffed right now. He's probably being processed. The family, they are leaving the courthouse. He was offered 10 years. He was offered 10 years in a plea deal that he refused to take. And, I'm going to give Anna the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's under medication. Maybe she's on anxiety medication. I really don't know. Maybe that's why she hasn't showed much of a reaction. I mean, if I was going through a trial like this, I can't even imagine, how I would react. So I'm just going to have to give the benefit of the doubt. Anna was forced to marry him. She needs to get away from the church. Yes. If they find out that his children have been abused, will that be added to his charges? I'm assuming if they find out the kids have been abused, they're then going to investigate that, try to build a case against him. And I absolutely think they would charge him with that. I bet you Anna was on medication for this entire time. It kind of makes me wonder. Maybe I missed this. Was Jill Joy or a Jed? So I'm not seeing any reports that any of the sisters were there yet. I haven't seen anything, but we're getting live updates every few minutes. Going back over to the Sun to see if anything else has come out. Yeah, Anna was, it's always been said that it was an arranged marriage, that her parents and his parents arranged the marriage. So that's what I've always heard as well. Yeah, they were in deliberation for about 7 hours. Danin, thank you. New member, thank you. Am I saying that right? I'm not sure. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. That's true too. If Anna nurses her baby, then I'm assuming she wouldn't be under any medication. Anna was at the courthouse. Hi, Katie. I'm so glad you stumbled upon me. Susan, thank you so much. Yeah, they said Josh was in love with someone else. Yeah. I really hope they don't find any evidence of the children being messed with, because that would just be devastating. She's not on medication. Are you kidding me? And probably not, maybe not. When I did a video not a while back, covering this case, and I gave a rundown of what happened, and I said that she has showed no emotion, and I was just like, wow, how can you not show emotion? I got a few comments saying, well, we don't know if she's medicated or anything like that. So to be fair, I just wanted to, be fair and say, well, that, maybe that is the case. Maybe she is under medication. I don't know. And I would assume if she's on medication, it's being prescribed. She's not just out there taking, medication or anything. It's probably something that's prescribed, but I don't know. Has Josh been around the newborn? I'm going to go with yes. And he can be. He could be. He could be. He could be, around the children as long as Anna was there with them. I'm curious to know how Gil and Kelly Bates' reaction to this. What does it mean that Jim Bob is on notice for the trial? Terrified she might go in. Oh, that's a scary, scary thought. Teresa, it's the type of teachings they were taught, like the church, the teachings that they are taught through their church. This isn't some regular type of church. I'm a Christian. I'm a Baptist. And it doesn't offend me because I know what they're talking about, though. So their teachings are you are to stand by your man no matter what. No matter if your man cheats, it's your fault because you are not making yourself available to him enough. You are not to divorce your husband under no circumstances. So not knowing that, as a Christian who goes to church, I would think the same thing, right? What? It's the church's fault. How is that? No, he's grown. He knows the difference. But really, they go to the church that they attend and the way they are taught is just really outrageous. The things that they are taught. Anna is literally taught. All women are taught through the IBLP. I think that's what it's called, the IBLP, the Institute Basic Life Principles. That if you leave your husband for any reason, you are no longer under God's protection. Your children are no longer under God's protection. That if you leave your husband, that you are then opening your children and yourself up to being abused, even murdered. So Anna, she was taught to believe that God will protect her and her children by staying with her husband. Anna was in the courtroom today. Does anyone know which family members were there today and if they left the courthouse? So right now we know that Justin Duggar was there. He was there. Anna Duggar was there. Jim Bob was there. Derek Diller was there. Justin's wife, Claire, was there. So that's who we know right now that's confirmed from reports that are there. I wouldn't be surprised if she's already pregnant again. Now, they have a baby who was born October 23rd. And at this point, the baby is almost 6 weeks old. I think so. So I wonder who will be Anna's umbrella of authority and source of money now. If she's really still into this religion, it's going to be Jim Bob. I would think. I think it's going to be Jim Bob. If she is still wanting to live this life and she hasn't kind of come to her senses that this is not okay, I think, yes, you have to be a submissive wife. When I say submissive, I don't mean, because I believe in that as well, but not to that extreme. We are partners, but they believe like to the most extreme degree possible, you are to be submissive to your wife, to your husband. If your husband wants to, you do it. There's no question. What your husband says, that's what goes. Honor and obey your husband. It's almost like that religion is taught to believe that the husband is as important as God. He will appeal. The defense has already said that. Outside of the courtroom, the defense did say that they are looking forward to appealing, and they will appeal this case in the correct manner that they have to do that. They will go through the proper steps to file an appeal. That's what I'm saying, Ivy Rose. Why not? Why couldn't he be charged with 1 count per picture/video? Probably so. Probably so. You are only to be submissive. Exactly. If he is honoring God and leading you closer to Jesus, absolutely. Mom of 6, absolutely. Yes, the family, they have been spotted leaving the courtroom, and Anna left with Jim Bob. They did not take questions from anyone. They just kind of filtered out, kind of together, not answering questions. They said that Justin got emotional. His little brother Justin got emotional. And 10 years was a great deal. He was offered, but he thought he was going to get off scot-free. Yeah, I think the way he really thought is, there's no way I'm going to go to prison for this. I'm not going to get caught. I think I can get away with this. Yeah, let me see if I can put it on slow mode, you guys. I don't remember how to do that. I'm not gonna stay too much longer because we have been on for about an hour now. But I'm gonna try to go back live again this evening. So tonight, I don't know for sure if I'll be able to, because you guys, I got to get up super early in the morning to head out to New Orleans. So you guys send me thoughts and prayers and positivity. 5-hour drive in the morning. Have you ever listened to anything the IBLP has taught? Yes, I've actually went over Bill Gothard's teachings before. I was given them by someone, or I wasn't actually, they were not personally given to me. She shared them. She was a lady that was raised in the IBLP, and she shared some of the teachings of Bill Gothard. I have a video on it as well. He has been kept into custody. Yes, he was detained, but they will not sentence him. Sentencing could be as far out as 4 months. So we have until April before we find out what his sentencing will be. Yes, he will appeal. Right, Kay Alford. Yes, we do know for sure, Jesse, that he was given a 10-year plea deal. That was on record. That was filed through the courts, that he was given a 10-year plea deal. Trace on the case, yes, he is being detained today. He was cuffed. He was cuffed today in that courtroom. And on his way out, he told his wife that he loved her. Yes, Miranda, it's all worth it. We're going to have a ball at that ball game tomorrow, you guys. I can't wait. My son's in the playoffs. They're playing at the Superdome tomorrow, so I'm so excited. He can get an additional 5 years per count for children under the age of 3. Wow. Any chance he will get house arrest? Oh, no, Quinn. That no chance at all he's going to get house arrest. Right, Anna? Let her own father guide her. That's what I say. We needed to vent. Absolutely. Yes. If I could stay on here another 2 hours, you guys, I would stay on here and talk to you guys. But I that's why I think I'll go live tonight, and we will actually, if any more updates come out about the family, maybe tonight I can go live and we can talk about it. But I want to try to keep this one not over an hour. So you guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you guys are watching this on replay and I said something that was incorrect, please, why are you coming through the front door? Is the back door unlocked? Just sit it down, babe. I'm almost done. Just sit it down. I'm so sorry, you guys. The door is right there and it is super loud. But if I have said anything that was the information was incorrect, about the sentencing, just know I've done so much work and research on this, but I am not an expert. I am not a lawyer. I'm bringing you guys as many facts as possible, but also some opinions. So keep that in mind. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm going to try to go live tonight to talk about this. So we have over 3,000 people in the chat. Just make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So tonight when we go live, we can talk about it. We can all, talk. I'm reading your comments at the front door. Yes, we can all talk about the outcome, how we feel about the outcome, what we think Anna's going to do. So hopefully I'll be able to go live tonight. So just make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure your notification bell is rang. So when I go live,